Across Pakistan, a waste crisis is brewing. From the streets of Karachi to the outskirts of Quetta, waste is everywhere. Pakistan generates over 48 million tons of solid waste annually, but only a small percentage is properly managed. In cities alone, this waste is accumulating at an alarming rate, putting strain on urban infrastructure and threatening public health. Food waste constitutes the largest portion, accounting for 30% of the total. Construction debris like ash, bricks, and dirt make up 18%, while plastic, a growing environmental threat, represents 9%. The materials discarded every day could be resources, but for now, most of it ends up in landfills. The cost of poor waste management are devastating, not just environmentally but economically. The country is losing an estimated $5.6 billion annually. This includes $1.1 billion in healthcare costs and $2.5 billion from environmental degradation caused by mismanaged landfills that emit methane, a potent greenhouse gas.
We are not able to segregate our waste products. So most of the waste product that can be utilized as secondary raw material gets collected with wet waste, and that wet waste or organic waste that actually which if had been collected separately could be used in agriculture as farm manure or as compost. This lack of segregation actually makes it more difficult to utilize the industrial waste, the material waste vis-a-vis this organic waste. So the first thing is thinking at the design level, increasing the durability and repairability and recycling of the product. The second is collection level intervention, where we have to think of segregating different waste and recycling them accordingly. The third is recycling technology. Do we have enough technologies to recycle, or we will keep on doing it in our informal sector? Again, there would be certain areas that you will be discussing over next 2 days that where we need improvement. The fourth important component in it is the uniform supply of secondary raw material. So if I am a producer, I am convinced that I need to increase the secondary raw material in my production. Will I be able to get enough supply of that secondary raw material? So if that sector is left to informal waste pickers, then of course I will never have any assurance whether I will be able to utilize that secondary, get the supply of that secondary raw material or not. So this uniform supply is important.
Amidst this growing crisis, a group of innovators is rising to the challenge. Small and medium enterprises are recycling waste into valuable resources, contributing to both the economy and the environment. These businesses are transforming waste into new products and creating jobs.
Pakistan generates over 3 million tons of waste every day, and 30% of this waste is handled by small SMEs and recyclers. How it's managed on point make all the difference. Waste segregation on point makes all the difference in the waste management sector, because when plastic, metal, cardboard and different kinds of materials are segregating into different categories, then our process makes it easier, cheaper and manageable to recycle all the waste on a bigger level. One of the biggest problems in this sector is the MLP waste, the multi-layer plastics. मल्टीलेयर प्लास्टिक्स आज से पहले कभी भी रिसाइकल नहीं हो पाते थे और ये छोटी कंपनियों और बड़ी कंपनीज के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम थी. बट नाउ these MLPs are also being recycled into new things such as cloth material, which is then incorporated in clothing, tote bags and different materials. Not only that, but these MLPs are also being incorporated in building construction materials such as bricks and manufacturing.
Recycling is one of our biggest objective for the next 5 years, especially when it comes to ESG, and we're working a lot on circularity. And in circularity, of course, one is how much of a raw material that we use is more or less reusable or is more environmental friendly, but at the same moment, it is whatever footprint we generate, especially in terms of pre-consumer and post-consumer waste, we would like to reuse, recycle, or upcycle that. Or we at Artistic here had a huge investment made by the name of Circular Park, which is a recycling unit, pre-consumer at the moment, but we also want to move into post-consumer as well. But हमारा जितना denim waste है, most of it goes to our circular park where it is recycled. We've mechanically recycled at the moment. और उससे जो fabric है, yarn बनता है, that is reused into our variants again. Now, some of our customers actually have also demanded to reuse whatever their waste is back into their garments as well. So it is that level of traceability that we have put into Circular Park.
Beyond formal recycling effort, Pakistan's flea markets play an essential role in the country's informal waste management sector. Here, discarded goods get a second life, from refurbished electronics to repurposed textiles. One key policy solution to managing Pakistan's growing waste problem is extended producer responsibility. EPR shifts the financial burden of waste management from municipalities and taxpayers to the companies that produce waste, incentivizing them to reduce and recycle. The solution lies in a circular economy, an economy where nothing is wasted and everything is reused. Pakistan is already seeing early signs of this transformation, but much more needs to be done. The waste crisis in Pakistan requires collective action from the government and businesses to citizens. By supporting sustainable practices, recycling, and adopting new policies like EPR, we can turn this crisis into an opportunity. Together, we can build a cleaner, healthier, and more prosperous future for Pakistan.